Good evening, I'm Patricia Vallone with a CTV News update. The state's eviction protection has expired, leaving many renters confused and worried. Yet there's hope in certain communities. The CDC is banning evictions nationwide in areas with a high or substantial spread of COVID-19 through October 3rd. This CDC order includes Prince George's County. However, Community Legal Services of Prince George's County says it's concerned. Staff Attorney Kayla Williams says the order could be lifted before October if counties experience 14 days of low transmission.
With Governor Hogan's, it was pretty much, if the tenant could show that they suffered a loss of income, a judgment could not be entered and the landlord would have to just refile. But with the CDC, because there are so many legal challenges to it, and because it is contingent upon the COVID-19 case transmission rates, it's kind of uncertain as to how long it will apply, if there will be a specific period, which it won't apply.
And Williams says residents can apply for the county's emergency rental assistance. She's also calling for a mortgage and rent freeze. Well, all Prince George's public school teachers will either need to be vaccinated or tested for COVID by the end of August. Dr. Monica Goldson made the announcement late last week. Teachers Union President Donna Christie says she's pleased the vaccine isn't being mandated and that testing is an alternative. Meantime, as the academic year approaches, Christie says union members are worried about social distancing issues.
With so many kids in classrooms, there not being enough physical space to actually have the minimum 3 feet social distancing. And then also, in the large, like the cafeteria during lunch and how that will work. And then like the cleaning schedule. So we haven't heard too much information about, before with the hybrid schedule, Wednesdays were from home. And so they had Wednesdays for deep cleaning. And now with kids in 5 days a week, what happens with the cleaning schedule? And
Christie says at least 12,000 employees have received the COVID vaccine. She says testing will happen every Monday an hour before school. Well, here are the latest COVID numbers for our area. The state health department has confirmed 766 new cases in Maryland since yesterday. The positivity rate in Prince George's is at 6.47%. 5 people have died of COVID since yesterday, and 576 people remain hospitalized. Well, hospitals in Haiti are overwhelmed with injured patients, and the number of confirmed dead continues to grow. After a 7.2 earthquake hits Haiti over the weekend, only 11 years after the nation was struck by another devastating quake. It struck on Saturday morning in the southern part of the small Caribbean nation. The epicenter was about 77 miles west of the capital, Port-au-Prince, but the quake could be felt throughout the Caribbean.
The death toll has mounted to 1,300 people thus far, and we expect it to climb even more with 5,700 injured, 13,000 structures completely destroyed, which includes churches, hospitals, schools, and of course homes. And then we've also estimated about 1,300 homes are also damaged. So in total, we have not only do we have the destruction of structures, we have destruction of lives, but we also have thousands of people who have been left homeless by this devastating earthquake.
Because of the impending storm, Haitian officials are asking for cash donations only due to possible shipping problems. You can send those donations to quixote.org. Well, chaos in Afghanistan as thousands rush an airport tarmac in Kabul. This as the Taliban takes over the country and Americans flee. 7 Afghans were killed today after they held onto a military jet as it took off. Meantime, Congressman Anthony Brown, a member of the House Armed Services Committee, released a statement on the military withdrawal from the war-torn nation. Brown says an orderly transition is critical to protecting our national security and that of our allies. He goes on to say that we must use all available resources and immediately conduct a major military airlift campaign to protect U.S. citizens and Afghans who worked alongside of Americans for decades. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone. Coming up, a new effort to restore the Anacostia River. Stay with us. Welcome back. Well, Maryland State School Board says it's unable to review ethics complaints against members of the Prince George's Board of Education. According to Maryland Matters, the state board says that it's been advised that the allegations are part of a report that is confidential until accepted by the local board. Therefore, it is unable to pursue the matter. That message was quietly posted to its website last week. The state board also acknowledged that it has received requests to remove 3 members, Chair Juanita Miller and members Edward Burrows and David Murray. Well, with a spike in COVID-19 cases, the Prince George's school system is taking some early precautions. This fall, the school district will administer a temporary virtual learning program for students in kindergarten up to 6th grade. It will also launch a new online campus for 7th to 12th graders. Applications for the online campus are due by Tuesday, August 17th. August 20th is the deadline to sign up for the virtual learning program. For more information, visit pgcps.org. Well, it has been classified in the past as one of the nation's most polluted rivers. Excess sediment and erosion, severe habitat damage, and other degradation have led to the Anacostia to be in dire need of restoration. Now a coalition, including the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and the Prince George's Department of the Environment, is teaming up to restore the watershed. The coalition has signed a design agreement that will improve water quality, stormwater runoff, and promote a more beautified community.
We have altered the natural hydrology, natural landscape. As a result, it's a long-term impact of what is coming into the water from impervious areas that we have our rooftops, parking lots, which all drains into eventually getting into the water. So when you have all these alterations, when rain comes, it comes with splashy, fast, high force, so it takes everything in its way to the river.
We'll see on the main streams will be a realignment and a restoration. These streams are smaller than what we're looking at today. They all feed to the Anacostia. And in this particular portion of the program, we are doing restoration, stream bank restoration, floodplain reconnection, wetland creation in 6 particular segments of these tributaries on Northeast and Northwest Branch.
The signed agreement now allows the team to begin the pre-construction engineering and design phase of the project. Well, as we told you on Friday, August is National Black Business Month. And this year, according to David Harrington of the Prince George's Chamber of Commerce, it's more significant than ever. About 1/3 of all businesses in Prince George's are Black-owned, but Harrington says the pandemic drove 40% of those out of business.
We're not seeing Black businesses rebound like other businesses because the pandemic is still hurting the service industry. So keep in mind that the large majority of Black businesses are in the service industry. They're not in the commodity industry. So what I mean by that, in the commodity industry, you're producing, that's manufacturing. In the service industry, you're providing a service in response to another need. That's where Black businesses are. And given then COVID, there's been a total shutdown of the service industries. So it's very difficult for Black businesses to recover given that shutdown. So we're not seeing the kind of recovery for Black businesses that we're seeing for white businesses.
And we will hear more from David Harrington tomorrow when he talks about things that we can do to help sustain Black businesses. The National Weather Service says the region will be hit with heavy rain, thunderstorms, and possible flooding today through Sunday. The rainy weather will likely be remnants of Tropical Storm Fred. Meantime, a flood watch is in effect for Charles County and parts of Virginia. And still ahead on the news, a community walk with the police chief. Stay with us.
COVID-19 is a severe lung infection. Trust the American Lung Association for science-based public health information, especially for the 36 million Americans who live with lung disease. we have launched the COVID-19 Action Initiative to end COVID-19 and address future respiratory virus pandemics. Access our free lung health resources and see how you can support our initiative.
Thanks for staying with us. Well, Prince George's County officials announced the purchase of a residential property in Hyattsville in a move aimed at increasing the availability of affordable housing. The county's Department of Housing and Community Development has exercised its right of first refusal on Hamilton Manor, a 245-unit multi-family apartment building at the 3300 block of Lancer Drive. The current owner of the property has announced an intent to sell. The $39.5 million deal provides for rents that are stabilized over a 15-year period, with 75% of the units remaining affordable for households earning less than 80% of the area median income. County Executive Angela Alsobrooks says the project exemplifies the county's commitment to equitable economic growth. Well, the county's top leader and the new police chief walked through the Hillcrest Heights community this morning. Angela Alsobrooks and Police Chief Malik Aziz walked through the Bellbrook Street neighborhood. They met with residents and listened to their concerns about the community.
Walking along, and we have the agencies here who can help us with abandoned cars. We're hearing concerns about crime and noise at night. And so we have the chief of police here, we have agency directors and others, and we're really just doing this throughout the county. We've been doing it all summer long. It's been very productive, but it really is, again, about solidifying the relationship between government and the community.
Alsobrooks says community walks with the police chief will continue throughout the summer. And county officers had an opportunity to shoot some hoops with young people today. Prince George's police set up a portable basketball hoop in the parking lot of the Avenue Apartments in Forestville. The Hoops with a Cop initiative was created to engage and connect kids in the community. Yet due to the rain, only kids in the Police Explorers program came out to play ball.
It all starts with the community coming in, feeling comfortable coming to us and talking to us. So events like this builds that relationship and brings that engagement. And
Lester says the department plans to host similar events in the future. Well, now let's get a quick check on our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms and showers expected with a low around 72. Tuesday and Wednesday, mostly cloudy with rain expected throughout the day and a high near 86. Thursday, partly sunny with possible thunderstorms and a high near 85. And for your community calendar, as the summer break wraps up, there are still many activities for your little ones to enjoy. Take a day trip to Watkins Park and explore the Nature Center. Meet and learn about the center's live birds of prey during a special show. Get up close and personal with a few local creatures this Wednesday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. Register for the event through PG Parks Direct. And for more information, you can call 301-218-6702. And that wraps up our CTV News Update. I'm Patricia Vallone. Have a great evening.